Now we're gonna cut out some gingerbread girls. See? I know it looks kind of weird that she doesn't have in, but actually these little lines are her things and these are her legs. So let's start with the gingerbread girl. Don't forget a little bit of powder for a rolled stick. Also on the rolling pin. If it gets sticky, you have to start over again. And not too thick, too. Or thin. Or your cookies will turn into a big giant mess. So now it looks like a big egg. Now I'm going to turn it this way. Do the same way, but not too thick and not too thin. Just the right size. Sometimes if it's not too thick, you could just carry it like this, so easy. But it will be a little thing and a little thing. Not too big and not too small or thin. Here's our size that we're going to turn out to. Now, let's start with the gingerbread girls. Start on the sides where you have a little bit of room for your little friends in the middle. You can only fit in one in the middle if it's a little too big. You have to do it little bit. Sometimes you can't even fit one in the middle. See that I have a few in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 cookies ready to be straightened out. Now, you're going to take out the things just like the candy canes in the first movie and put it in a side. Sometimes you can make even more cookies than me. Slowly, not to wreck any of yours. If you have more, you could wreck a little bit, but when you have like 5 like mine, you have to be really careful not to wreck any because I'm going to deliver them to a party or something for Christmas tomorrow at my grandma's house, and I have a feeling that everybody will be fighting just for the same cookie, so I have to have some of the same kinds of cookies for them to get upset who gets that and who gets that. So again, just like in the first, get these, get the knives, and do like that. But this one is too thick, not like the other one. So here I go, putting them on the pan. They're so easy to take off because they're thick and the candy canes are thinner. So here I come with my closest one to the last. I don't know if there's enough room for one more. Here's one little subsection. My other one will have to be placed right over here, upside down with a foot on his head. Now, Mommy, can you stop the video? Here is, again, we're going to start again, but this time we're going to make snowmans. I don't know how much I could do, but this is our last chance. If I make some mistakes, I will get to do another one. I got a little leftover dough, so when you're making a little bit of, you're making cookies, the powder is the most important thing if you don't want it ruined if you're cutting out, rolling the pin, or stuff like that. You don't want to start over, so put like 2 medium-sized handfuls of powder to keep it right and not too sticky. Now you do the same thing like the others. When you're making like a few cookies, make sure that your cookie cutters don't get in the way of the others, or you have to start over. sometimes that happens. It happened to me one time. And the second time I made the cookies, I already knew that if you do that, so I kept the cookie cutters away until I was done. Now I'm going to, since it's a little bit, I'm going to slowly untangle it on the bottom and move it a little bit away from the side, because you could see here that it's a little bit too much over on the left. So unstick it with 2 or 1. If you're a professional, do 1. If you're a little kid like me, doing it like that, get 2 because it's easier. Now, lift it really careful or you have to start over again. Just like that, pull it over a little bit. Sometimes you could do this or flatten out with your hands. All you have to do is roll really soft. See how that came out? Now it's with the cutting. Just like the same, start from the edges. Always start from the edges where you have a little bit room for the ones in the middle. If it's really close, make sure there's a little bit room and like that. Now, see how this one is so close? This part is so thin, it's so small that you can't even like if you take it out, it might be a little bit easy and a little bit hard. Put the extra pieces aside and then you can do another patch ones. So remember, always have to be careful with a soft dough like this that I am doing right now in front of your eyes. Be really careful. If you don't, you will have too little and your cookies are so yummy. A bunch of people will be fighting over just for the same cookie. That's why I make a little bit of few of each cookie that you do. If it's the same cookie, like chocolate chip circles, it will be okay because there will be a bunch of those and no one will be fighting over. Now see how this little piece is here? I'm going to have to leave it and when every snowman is out of his place on the pan ready to be cooked. Oh, and then you could pick up that piece and put it in the next patch. See how this is so thick? I could just carry it. But be careful if you're carrying it. Sometimes things happen. And sometimes things don't. So I'm going to start with this one because it's a little bit thin. So, see you a little later. I will get a new pan that's not too full. Here's the pan. So now you see that I did this now. Now we're going to add some white ones. You could put them right in the middle or something. These chocolate chips really taste good together. So, beg someone to taste it. And guard your chocolate chip cookies if you are made some. And if your dad is so hungry for cookies, guard them with a bowl on your head and a rake in your thing and a few tough boots for kicking away your predator that wants to eat your yummy cookies when they are cooling off or sitting down on the dining table for a surprise. Now, see this? This is what you should see it. Sometimes you can put frosting, but this time there's not going to be frosting on these cookies now. So let's get a few in your hand, like two. And now for this one, I'm going to make a pattern. White, brown, white, brown. Sometimes you could do that, but this one is not like that. So keep up your pattern. If you haven't liked something else, you could do an A-B pattern or an A-B-C pattern or an A-B-C-D pattern. See how beautiful it's coming out? Be careful to guard them. They could taste really delicious. Now see how those two work out so good? Now, about your cats and dogs. They have a lot of good sniffing. So if your cats and dogs are around your cookies, make sure to guard them or put them in your bed or in your high shelf, your shelf that's so high that no one could get up there except for you and your mom and dad. But if your mom and dad are after them, you're going to have to lock your thing, put something to trap in, and like the olden days, you're going to have to put like a little wood and attach it to your thing. So, no, Mom and Dad, put a sign that says, "No parents allowed in my room now until I have my special surprise that I'm baking inside done." Just like dinner. Well, if there are monsters that want to eat you, close the door and say, "Sorry, I'm busy. I'm going to make something for you." That's the note that you should say. And then, what is that little boy up to, or girl? Now, see, these three are decorated. Look how beautiful and delicious they look. Now we're going to put these aside and see you later. Thanks for coming and watching this show. It's called the Lexine Kitchen Cooker Kids Recipe. Thank you. Hi everybody. This is the last video. We're going to see what my cookies turned out to look. Here's one of them that almost just came out of the oven. It's a little bit warm. And all of the decorations and stuff, look how beautiful they can be. I got a few more pans ready for me to show you in a little while. There's one in the oven that you can see right over there. You're going to be cooking for a little while. These are my two pans. Sometimes you can make 3 pans full, but this time it's just 2 or 3. I think I got 3, yeah. Well, it's interesting though, because look how beautiful they are. I got a feeling that my dad thick candy cane cookie would be so thick and everybody would be fighting for him, and he would grab his so fast before anybody does. He would be lucky. Upset if someone goes in there and smells his cookie and grabs it and eats it. And then he will think about the running away candy cane story. That's weird, right? Yeah, it's really weird. So see you later. The last video will be next time. See you later. We will look at my other 2 pans or the next pan. That's one more. Thank you. Then you could just watch this again and again if you're making a bunch of cookies and stuff. I will have a cake video coming out sooner or later, or maybe on June or something. See you later. Bye.